Get ready for a high-octane update, because the news is moving fast today. First up, we are heading to the Woodlands where Faith One-Arm Wonder Malton and her friend, Zack Pitbull Ruhl, are taking on a massive challenge. These two are rappelling down a 30-story building to raise money for Camp for All, an incredible organization supporting campers with serious illnesses and special needs. You will not believe the stories behind their courage, or why the camp's COO ended up in a chicken suit for the cause.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALAN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next, we are diving into a major breakthrough for the gaming community, because Valve has officially brought the power of Steam to the Nintendo Switch. Thanks to the latest Proton beta, gamers are now utilizing FVX 2604 to translate x86 code for ARM-friendly devices like the Switch. It is a massive step forward for handheld gaming, proving that you can run high-end titles on mobile hardware much easier than anyone ever expected. In the world of finance, big changes are happening at the top of a prestigious firm. Rothschild Co. has officially named Ilga Hobart as their new head of investments for the UK Wealth Management Division. She brings over 20 years of elite experience from her time at Fidelity and is ready to sharpen the firm's investment strategies while reporting directly to CEO James Morrill. Finally, we are looking at the heavy hitters on Wall Street as institutional investors like LBP AMSA are aggressively shifting their positions in ARM holdings. Between massive share purchases from various funds and recent insider stock sales by CEO Renee A. Haas and CFO Jason Child, the market activity surrounding ARM is intense. If you want to stay ahead of these trends and get the best insights, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat. What happens when you combine two of the most resilient people on the planet with a 30-story building and a leap of faith? You get a masterclass in breaking boundaries. Meet Faith Malton, a civil engineer who has captured the internet's heart as the one-arm wonder for her viral videos showcasing life with a single limb. Recently, she called up her friend Zack Pitbull Ruhl, a legendary adaptive athlete and world record-holding powerlifter who happens to live his life without legs, with a wild proposition: let's rappel down a skyscraper for charity. Zack didn't even blink. He said yes immediately, and that's the kind of grit that defines this duo. They weren't doing it for the thrill of the heights, though. The mission was to raise a massive $200,000 for Camp for All. If you haven't heard of them, they are a literal game changer. A 206-acre, barrier-free haven in Burton, Texas, designed specifically for kids and adults battling serious illnesses or special needs. With over 9,000 campers served annually, they are expanding their footprint to Chapel Hill next year to double their impact. It is truly incredible to see people like Faith and Zack leverage their personal stories to ensure these campers have a place to just be themselves, free from the obstacles that society often puts in their way. And let's be real, the story wouldn't be complete without the comedy. You have to stick around for the video to see why the Camp for All COO decided that plummeting down a building in a full-blown chicken suit was the best way to support the cause. It's a reminder that while life can be heavy, these people choose to fly. If you found this as inspiring as I did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more stories that defy the odds, and let me know in the comments. What's one boundary you're planning to push this year? Remember, the only real obstacles are the ones we convince ourselves we can't overcome. Ever wondered if your Nintendo Switch could do more than just play Nintendo games? Well, hold on to your controllers, because Valve just dropped a bombshell that might change everything. They've released the Proton 11 Beta 1 update, and while that sounds like a standard software tweak, it hides a game-changing secret: native support for ARM-based Linux devices. We're talking about the holy grail of handheld gaming, running full-blown Steam on hardware it was never officially designed for. In fact, tech enthusiasts have already captured the Steam UI running smoothly on a Nintendo Switch. This is all thanks to the FVX 2604 emulator, which acts as a bridge, translating those heavy x86 Windows instructions into something an ARM processor can actually understand. Think about the implications for devices like the Aeneo or RetroWide. Suddenly, your collection of PC games isn't tethered to your desktop anymore. Industry experts believe this isn't just a happy accident, but a strategic move by Valve to support their upcoming ARM-powered Steam Frame headset. We've already seen early demos of games like Hades 2 running locally on ARM hardware with surprising performance, and it's clear Valve is laying the groundwork for an ARM-verified ecosystem. Beyond the ARM revolution, this update is a massive win for standard Steam Deck users too, bringing new, certified playable status to classics like Resident Evil and fixing those annoying EA launcher bugs that have plagued the overlay for ages. It's an incredibly exciting time to be a handheld gamer, and it feels like we're on the verge of a total shift in how we play on the go. If you're as hyped as I am, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our deep dive into these performance benchmarks once they go live. But let me ask you, if you could play your entire Steam library on a pocket-sized device, would you finally ditch your gaming rig, or is the desktop experience still king for you? Let me know in the comments below. When a powerhouse like Rothschild Co. makes a move in the executive suite, the entire wealth management world takes notice. Today, the firm has officially tapped Ilga Hobbert to lead its UK investment strategy, a high-stakes appointment that signals a clear shift in the firm's future direction. So, who is the woman stepping into this pivotal role? Hobbert arrives with over 2 decades of heavy-hitting experience in research and portfolio management, most recently serving as head of equities at Fidelity, where she steered their European team. It is the kind of pedigree that doesn't just look good on a resume. It speaks to a deep, technical mastery that Rothschild is clearly banking on as they look toward 2026. This appointment isn't just business as usual. It is the first major structural play by James Morrill, who is settling into his new role as CEO of UK Wealth Management. By bringing Hobbert on board, Morrill is making good on his promise to sharpen the firm's investment capabilities, replacing the dual-hatted role previously held by Mark Wallace, who is now returning his full focus to the desk as a dedicated portfolio manager. This is a classic example of a legacy firm refining its leadership to ensure it stays agile in a volatile market. As Hobbert takes the reins and joins the UK Wealth Management Committee, the message to clients is clear. The focus remains locked on preserving and growing real wealth. It is a bold start to a new chapter for the firm. But what do you think? Can this infusion of new leadership keep a historic institution ahead of the curve in today's digital-first economy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep your finger on the pulse of global finance. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Is ARM Holdings the engine room of the modern tech world? Well, if you look at the recent movement from institutional investors, the answer is a resounding yes. LBP AMSA just dropped a major signal by increasing their stake in ARM by over 25% in the fourth quarter. They aren't the only ones, either. From Farther Finance advisors nearly doubling their position to new blood like Paragon Capital entering the fray, the smart money is clearly positioning itself. But let's talk numbers. ARM is currently trading with a market cap north of $170 billion, and while that PE ratio is sitting high at over 216, the growth story is hard to ignore. We're talking about a 26% year-over-year revenue bump, proving that their licensing model is thriving. When they reported their last quarterly earnings, they didn't just meet expectations, they beat them, delivering 43 cents per share against a 41-cent forecast. Now you might be asking, what about the experts? Well, Wall Street is largely on board. With 18 buy ratings currently on the table and a consensus price target hovering around $175, the sentiment is overwhelmingly positive. That said, it is worth noting that internal leadership is trimming their exposure. Both the CFO and CEO have offloaded shares recently, though these were largely through prearranged plans. It's a standard move for executives, but it's always something to keep an eye on. Ultimately, whether you view ARM as a must-have piece of your portfolio or a high-valuation play, their dominance in semiconductor architecture is undeniable. If you want to dive deeper into the latest 13F filings or see what other hedge funds are doing, head over to Holdings Channel.com for the full breakdown. Before you make your next move, check out our latest analysis. And remember, the market never stops moving. Are you keeping pace, or are you getting left behind?